Hey everybody, it's your pal Drew Dracy, 30-year comic book professional veteran for DC, Marvel, CrossGen, Dark Horse, Image, IDW, and a little bit of everything else. Also, I'm a three-time author on Amazon. It's the novel series, three-parter. It's about a band in Pittsburgh who plays at clubs and bars owned by the Russian mob, and our main character, Lainey, she gets involved with the son of the head mobster in the Pittsburgh area. Things get ugly. A lot of curse words. It's all prose. A lot of snark. A lot of rock and roll stuff. A lot of fun little situations. But here, let's get something else fun. All right, baby. This came out in 1988. Now, for the longest time, Marvel and DC weren't really jumping on the trade paperback bandwagon. They played it really safe, and some of the stuff they chose was very curious. And what's funny is in the 1990s, DC was actually coming out with some pretty... they came out with trade paperbacks on a regular basis, and Marvel, it was real scattershot. I mean, it was just... you'd run across them, but they weren't really big into them until... the late 90s you started to see more, but it wasn't until the 2000s they started reinitiating the Marvel Masterworks program, which has gone for a long time. There's 300 and some volumes from the original 37 that lasted until 91. Okay, enough of that. Just wanted to share that because I'm a dork. So, as Guardians War, this was 1988. It was $14.95, and it's a pretty nice. You could probably pay that much almost for an epic, maybe this much. So, you're going to find this interesting. I just know you will. Chris Claremont wrote a new intro. And we're going to start off with Paul Smith. This is X-Men Alpha Flight, a two-issue series where the X-Men first have their first dealings with Loki. And that sounds a little better. And this pisses me off. Okay, that's a two-page spread because it's wraparound cover. Why not these? Just to save one fucking page, they have to minimize this artwork. It's so stupid. And I don't know. But we are going to talk about that X-Men Alpha Flight. I'm not going to cover the Art Adams stuff because everybody's covered it, and we all understand he's fantastic. He always was and will be. I'm not going to get too much into the weeds as far as the storyline, but back at this time, this is just me being old fuddy-duddy. The X-Men still really mattered, and they didn't have thousands of mutants going everywhere, and the personalities were consistent because Chris Claremont pretty much wrote all of them, and then Louise Simonson and some others would help out later on. But Louise was Claremont's editor for several years, so she had familiarity. Pardon me. And so beautiful. I love that. Stuff. Paul Smith is he was such a fresh breath of air. When he came along, he did a fill-in issue of Iron Man that I loved, and it said he came from an animation background, and in some article, some fanzine, and I totally got it because nobody else is doing this kind of stuff. I mean, this stuff looks like it's ready for animation, but better. Well, I'm going to show you this art now because I have a reveal coming up. That's pretty cool. Now somebody might say, "Oh, these look like lazy panels." No. It's sometimes these are the hardest panels to do. If you know what you're doing, if you're a hack, it's gonna look like it. But I love that. Bob Wyacek, he inks both issues. Does an exceptional job at it. But. There is a mystery big name artist who helps out on the second issue and is not credited in the credits of the original book or the reprint. And I feel strongly. I know for a fact. I just know it because I've read a billion comic books, so a lot of stuff has stuck with me, and I've been an inker forever and a day, so I really, really hone in on that stuff too. So all this happens. How you like my elaborate explanation? But it's a great story. It really is. So, and Chris is at the peak of his powers. Well, you got the Storm Giants, you got Loki, you got Rogue, and you got Nightcrawler going. I've never said that word before. Das ist unbelievable. You could correct me in the comments below because I've just never looked it up. I don't know why. Well, book's come along good. It's 2 issues, both 48 pages, and find out in a minute what I'm talking about, what this whole title is about, what the whole episode is about, the meaning of life, everything. Well, Bob Wycheck's been inking, but let's put the brakes on this, everybody. This is not Bob Wycheck at all. Because I'm an inker, I could see these things, and chances are the book needed some help to get out. I'll do my reveal in a minute. Okay. Now, check out the folds of the cape. Check out those eyes, or the underneath the eyes. Okay, you stumped? Are you stumped? Okay, here we go. Here's the payoff. Okay, look at her nose. Look at that cape. Look at that panel. That is Barry Windsor Smith. I would stake my life on it. Barry Windsor Smith, originally Barry Smith, became Barry Windsor Smith in the 70s. He was just coming back to Marvel before this. After this, he started doing... He had just done a 4-issue Machine Man miniseries that was over Herb Trippy's pencils, but then he penciled, inked, and colored the final issue of Machine Man. It was incredible. And there's just no mistaking. There's no mistaking. And I think part of the reason he's not credited is because back then, I mean, I've been through this a lot of times too, where a book might be running so late they don't get to stick your name in the credits. And I've had that a few times, like where, like I have a list of all the books I've done, and some I'll just put uncredited in the parenthesis. And but I mean, that is Barry Windsor Smith. No denying it. Don't even try to tell me otherwise. Look at these hairy dudes. I mean, because he has a excuse me, Wycheck is he does elegant work, and Windsor Smith is more. It's more. I don't know how you'd put it. It's more. I don't know. You think of something. It's more organic. I mean, and already Paul Smith's stuff's pretty organic, but he adds some of the boldness to it in a variety of line. Now look at that last panel there, the sleeves on that person with the hoodie on, and there you go. You got Barry Windsor Smith, and while I have this out, I'm going to show you something else. This is way back when he was just Barry Smith, and this is a tremendous fun. This is a fun story. I'm sorry that Hawkeye never took. I can't think of a single person who liked that Hawkeye costume Barry Smith made, but that's okay. Shows he's human. Beautiful, beautiful splash page. Some of it's inked by Smith, some of it's inked by Joe Sinnott, and somebody Sid Shores, who was a 1940s Golden Age artist. And that's kind of like a neat curlicue thing going on, and that's definitely a Zipatone. And the curlicue stuff continues on the wings, and it looks really good on a horse, on a big old hairy horse. But here's one thing I thought was kind of funny. I think it's kind of funny. Okay, let's see the curlicue on the side of Hawkeye's face. It's being used over and over again. Let's see, not that much here, but and the bottom of the neck there, it just looks weird. And there's part of that face being curlicued. And I know he's trying something different here, but ooh-wee, ow, oof. I'm sorry, but you know, everybody experiments, you know. I mean, he's only turned into a genius in, you know, a matter of a year of being published. Now, here's the thing. The shading on Black Panther, on Quicksilver, Thor's arms and shoulders, Vision's, well, her, you know, bottom half of her top. It's like, did he use pubic hair to get that texture? I just don't see it. Why go with the lines? I swear to Christ, it looks like pubic hair. And I don't know why I thought that. Maybe because it's just so damn odd. And I don't think he ever used that again. But that's all. That's I'm wrapping it up fast. But Barry Windsor Smith, anytime this gets reprinted again, I don't know if they've done it in the Marvel Masterworks, but he definitely needs credit for that. And I will bet anybody that otherwise, because it's all the Barry Windsor Smith isms is in it. And one thing about Barry Windsor Smith, when he was doing Storyteller for Dark Horse with the Treasury Edition size format, I loved it. I loved it. It was only $4.95, and even back in the mid-90s, that was a very good deal. And but it didn't really make any money. He did 9 issues out of the planned 12. He reused purpose sub pages that got used in Adastra trip through Africa or something like that. It was supposed to be, I don't know if it was supposed to be like a life-death story or for X-Men or what, but he repurposed it. It looks great. And my it made me so sad when Storyteller was you know, when he discontinued it by his own choice because it just wasn't selling. Nowadays, Treasury editions are coming back in a big way. I mean, you got the guys from Comics Kayfabe doing their Treasury editions. You've got Marvel doing like recent Spider-Man Treasury editions and a lot of stuff like that. And they're doing the hardcover, what do they call those things? Not artisan editions, but they've reprinted stuff like the Kree Skrull War, you know, and Treasury edition size with a hardcover, and this would probably look pretty cool too. But I think if Barry Windsor Smith did Storyteller now, it would be a top 10 book, because it's just you look back at it, and it's just beautiful. So, okay, there we go. Mystery that nobody thought to ask was answered. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave comments down below, please. And please hit like and subscribe. And if you know anybody who's into comics who may not know this channel, please hit share. And or because it would be great. And like I say, every episode, and I mean it, every episode, you know, you got less than 15 minutes of your time and you're spending it with me, and that means a lot, because there's all these other avenues of entertainment available, and I'm glad you're taking time to listen to me ramble like the boneheaded fanboy I am, but I'll go to my grave a fanboy. So alright, you take care, everybody. See ya.